I know. It's too long for me now. I'm about to start making POV content. Yours too. Hey guys, so Yanni here, and I want to make sure that y'all know about my free event that is coming up this week 2 times, and that is going to be the Retwist Challenge. And I came up with this challenge for one to help a lot of stylists because one thing about locticians, a lot of locticians did not go to the traditional cosmetology school, and don't get me wrong, y'all okay still, but a lot of locticians don't have as much confidence as they should have because of that one issue right there. But schools don't teach it anyway. And so I decided I'm going to start with just the foundation to help everybody who's at least trying to become an aspiring loctician to learn how to do this classic retwist. Um, to learn how to do this because this is what is going to get you a lot of clients. For one, because you'll have time to do them. For one. For two, you won't be keeping them in the shop all day like a lot of people that are so-called even licensed. They just don't use the proper technique. So if you're somebody who has integrity and you want to know that you are doing this correctly in the most efficient way, then I want you to join the Retwist Challenge. And that's just the hairstylist expert perks of joining the Retwist Challenge. But let's talk about the income potential of what happens when you learn how to retwist 2 times, even 3 times faster than your normal technique, right? Let's say that you don't change anything, not the price or anything, and just change your speed. You now can do more clients for that same price. Where it might have took you 3 hours before, you might get that down to 1 hour. And if it's a 30-minute retwist, which is what I'm going to show you how to do in the challenge, then imagine your retwist was taking 2 hours before. You can literally do 4 of them in the same amount of time and increase your speed and your income. You could do that one if you want to. That's from the all that ponytail wearing and stuff. I feel like I'm not close enough for a good view. Can you hold this so they get it up close? So I'm gonna give y'all a little bit of the technique right now. Okay. And this is specifically done in a way that is meant to move you through this fast, okay? So stay on my hand so I can move up when I get up. And this is the quickest way for you to get the straightest parts, okay? And understand I'm not recreating parts. Like if you're a loctician who recreate parts, then you probably have a retwist that eventually thins out here. So what we doing here is we just looking for the original grid. Looking for the original grid. So I'm going to lift this up and then we'll see we down to like 1 or 2 hairs out of place. Not a lot of hairs. Not making new parts. Okay. And it be like them little hairs like that. You better off letting them little hairs live. Like I know you want it to be straight as possible. But there's a way to get those little hairs. Hold your head down, ma'am. Thank you. And then we're going to smack that palm roll on you and get done. So with this type of retwisting technique, most of the work is done with a parting. And laying it down so that you can kind of go through there quickly once you get everything how you need it, which is slick down. So I'm going to slick all of this down so that when I get up here, it's already done for me. I don't want to have to keep going over this. And if I find myself not being able to slick it down, I'm going to add some oil. I'm sorry, I'm gonna add some water. And then for some more shine, I'm gonna add this right at the base of the hair. That's gonna lay that hair down with healthy products, not synthetics like lock gels and edge controls. Okay. And that's how fast the retwist is done. So not crocheting a lot of new growth, just palm rolling it down. And we believe that this is the way this is supposed to be done. There's a lot of different ways to do it, but they involve the use of tools, and this is just our hand, so we're pretty sure that this is the way that this is supposed to be done. This is actually a technique I have done without using a comb at all on hair that was tangled up. You know, so the goal is to get you a nice smooth row, smoothed out, and then you just lift up each lock, twist it down, put it in a clip, on to the next one. That's what we want. And occasionally, when I'm doing this, I will not put clips where I should, and so it starts buckling a little bit. I usually just stop and place the clips, and then I keep going. You also going to see that because her parts are not basically square parts, I don't twist it by going across. I'm just following her straightest lines, which go on a diagonal for a more diamond-shaped part. Okay. So these are just some of the tips that make your retwist faster. Make your retwist faster. Okay. The thing that make it last longer is because we actually using products that can dry. Done. Put it in there. And a lot of people say, "Oh, my hair would unravel if I did it," but your hair, if it's curly, it wouldn't unravel from doing it like this. It can unravel if you retwist from the middle of the lock. So that matters. When we're going into this, you want to do your pinching method. That's going to straighten the hair out. Then I lay this here. And I'm going to keep this straight when I lay it. And then I roll that down. Okay? Show y'all again one more time. Pinch this. Lay it on you. Roll it down. That's the first one. A lot of people stop it there, but I don't like how that looks. So I'm going to do a few more to go down, especially if they haven't had a retwist in months, like that's a retwist. I don't remember when the last time we did a whole one. All right. Here. No.
Yeah, one visitor.
Okay. And so let's talk about who the challenge is for. The challenge is for locticians that want to be held accountable. Okay. If you want to do things that seem to take way longer so that you can raise your prices and act like, you know, those are the secret techniques that nobody knows. Put it in. Because a lot of y'all would have sat there and crocheted that, getting on my nerves. And the cool thing about this is that once it dries, it stays for weeks, like 8 weeks. All right, let me see. So if you are going through retwisting and it's taking you hours and hours and hours and hours and hours just to get through one row, I want you to consider this technique your holy grail. So simply just raking over this will find your parts for you. And this is also the way to do it so that the parts, the roots are staying thick. Over the years, you want the roots and the ends to stay thick. So I'm just giving y'all a sneak peek of what's going to be going on during the retwist challenge. And this is your first step to actually getting the confidence that you need to become a full-time loctician or to become a six-figure barber. This is the technique that's going to do it for you, especially if you already have lock clients. Turn this way, though. So it don't look like nothing right now while we doing it. But when we get to the styling part, then you will see exactly why I never jump ship from this type of twisting. And I mean, it's precise. Everything down to the way you apply the product that you use, everything to create the full experience of having a retwist that's going to last this long. So doing it like this, even if the hair is tangled up, it starts to get in line. It starts to untangle while you actually trying to part it out. So one thing about locks that are retwisted with a palm roll, they have a little part on the root that's still not locked all the time. So you're gonna get that silky looking root when you do it properly. And that keeps your lock styles looking nice and flawless. And also retwisting down far enough. Retwist and clip far enough down. And I use this method on every texture. And the reason why is because instead of flipping it here, we just turning it. So it doesn't matter which texture it is. If you turn it, it's going to condense down into a little twist. And so we worry less about texture over here and more about what you're doing with the hair. Because it don't matter if this hair was straight or not. If I could get something on it that makes it have traction, then I can roll over that. And it will twist when I roll my hand over it. And so that's what we counting on. We don't really go into texture because texture really don't matter when you're doing twists. The turning of the hair is what really matters. They're like, oh, such and such said, such and such don't have my experience. and probably didn't go to school anywhere. Okay, and if they went to school in the last few years, they don't really know nothing. No, I ain't gonna just say that, but a lot of people don't understand that this is the industry age. We live in an age where the product companies can lie and say whatever they want to say. And so if you don't know that stuff, you're going to be subjected to that. You might feel like an expert, but you don't know that products cause cancer or you don't know that kind of stuff. You know, once you face with that, then you're going to realize you need it. But the locticians that come out of here, they come out of here with it, the knowledge to do the retwist.
What's the Eats name?
Hmm.
Y'all got Uber Eats over here?
Yeah. It's this just inside of the little blocks, but down on Bloomfield Avenue, there's a lot of little eating places.
It's walkable.
No, we would have to drive. I think it's a grocery store over there. I'm pretty sure they got food like Spanish restaurant kind of food. So hey guys, are you wanting to become a six-figure loctician and you're just not sure exactly how to do that? This is definitely one of the easiest ways to do it is to master a retwist that can be done quickly, okay? And we have a little formula that allows you to do any retwist in 30 minutes, okay? And that I'm going to share on the training during the challenge. Exactly how to keep your retwist time down to 30 minutes and complete a flawless retwist in 30 minutes or less. That we're going to go over on the training. Now, this is the technique, but how do you complete it in 30 minutes? That is the secret part that you got to join the training for. So if you're somebody who wasn't able to get this from school, or you became a loctician, you never went to school, you just want to get in an environment where it's all about learning so that you can feel confident in your services and start charging these prices y'all want to charge. Everybody's a boss until it's time to create the pricing, right? Oh. You could so this is the technique basically that we're going to be using to create the 30-minute retwist technique. However, I'm going to keep the last part a secret for the people that actually get on the training of exactly how to do every single retwist you do in 30 minutes or less. And that is going to speed up your client time. That's going to be faster than most barbers finish a haircut. Sorry. And that is going to increase your income. Even if you're just a mom, which I'm not talking to moms, but you know, it has some value too because a lot of moms are trying to retwist their families here and they're taking all day. Wash day is all day and all of this kind of stuff that is promoted on the internet. But you gotta know who's saying what because if wash day is taken all day, it definitely means you're not doing this in a professional way. What? Don't what? Oh, I already left a little tiny bit out. And so I'm still just finding my straightest lines.
It's been 20 minutes.
Okay.
How long you trying to stay online?
You can come out.
Alright, so yeah, outro.
Uh, well, guys, that was the technique. The retwist challenge is happening tomorrow. If you will be joining, this one is at 7 o'clock Eastern time tomorrow. Uh, I recommend doing a little bit of your retwist and joining with your model have done, and then we can change your technique to this. Once I show you this little hack that makes every retwist 30 minutes, you're gonna be amazed and ready to get back out there and start building clientele in the large numbers, because now you'll be able to actually fit them in the day. Nothing's worse than a stylist who cannot fit all of the appointments that they booked in one day because they're too slow. So we're gonna help you.
That's right.